I'm Savannah McCaskill, and you're watching 110 Football.
Megan, it feels really good to get back in the win column.
Just as it feels really good to have you back with us, Amanda.
Thank you so much. I am really excited to break down Angel City's thrilling 3-2 come-from-behind win with you, Nina, and Jess.
And we'll also get to speak to the game-winning goal scorer, Savannah McCaskill, as well, live in just a few minutes.
I can't wait, but it wasn't all roses as Christen Press left the game with a knee injury. We'll talk about what that could mean going forward.
Indeed. Plenty to discuss on another edition of Angels Wear Boots. Hello, everyone. Welcome into another episode of Angels Wear Boots. I'm Megan Reyes, and we are so happy you're joining us. If you haven't heard yet, Christen Press confirmed on Twitter that she has torn her ACL. We here at 110 Football are obviously devastated from this news, but we know Angel City is strong and will come together to battle as one team for the rest of the season. We will dive into this news a little bit later in the show, but first I need to introduce the panel today. To my left is Jessica Black. Hello, how are we?
I'm good.
All things considered.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it. I'm feeling good because we're going to also talk about Angel City's win, but that news right as we're about to go live, yeah, it's devastating. So, yeah, we'll talk about it, I'm sure.
We'll get to it here in a bit. And then we have Nina Kiefer over here. Hi, Nina.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for having me again.
Good to see you. And last but certainly not least, we have Amanda Filliman. How are we?
I'm thrilled to be back. I know we had some sad news off the top, but we definitely have some good things to talk about here coming up. And also, I'm holding down Seth's money chair today, so that means the energy is going to come from this side.
You have to dance, bring out like a surprise shirt.
I may have to get you to dance with me. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Nice try.
All right. So as you guys know, we love to hear what you all have to say in the chat, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it is. We want you to put your comments up there, send them to us so that we can talk about it, answer it, and hey, maybe you might change our mind.
Yeah, guys, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any new shows. We have tons of shows here at 110 Football, so click subscribe. It's free. You know, who doesn't like something for free? Just click the button, and yeah, let's do this.
Okay, well, the Press injury news is a gut punch, but we have to remember that this team rallied around her and came back to get their first win in 4 matches at Louisville on Saturday. Let's dive into how Angel City did it in #trending. And what better way to talk about that than with former Racing Louisville and current Angel City player Savannah McCaskill, who is joining us today. Hello, Savannah.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Hello.
Good, how are you?
I'm so excited to have you on.
Super excited.
Thank you for joining. Go ahead. Oh, well, thank you for joining us. So last week we had Tyler Lucy on and we asked her about visiting her old stomping grounds in Portland. So I'm going to jump right in it with you. What was it like for you to return to Louisville?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, obviously we came away with the 3 points, which is what we wanted to do. But, you know, that fan base and those supporters really was behind me last year. And it was nice to get back in front of them. And it was nothing but love from the supporters. After the game, I got to sign some autographs and chat with them. And, you know, that's always pretty special to be back in front of fans that supported you. So overall, it was a really good experience.
What a fun time.
I have to say, my husband's in the chat currently, and he just said, I love Savannah McCaskill. I have to hear about it every game, so he's probably your biggest fan. So me too as well, so it's all good. But one thing I wanted to talk to you about was scoring twice, and you technically had 2 game-winning goals. Now, I'm going to go back a little bit. I know back in 2016, you actually were second in the Division I and first in the SEC for having 10 game-winning goals. So this is not unfamiliar territory for you to be in this position. So talk to us about the fact that you had kind of 2 game-winning goals in this, going up first and then having to come back with the penalty kick and also win the game with that. Walk us through how that feels, and how do you find yourself always in these positions to have the game winners at your feet?
I mean, obviously, it was really special to be able to put that penalty away and give us the 3 points right at the end. Simone did a great job to win the penalty and, you know, give us that opportunity. So it was really important for us to come away with those 3 points, and it was a really good team effort. You know, I think it's just kind of continuing to working throughout the game. I mean, Christen gave me a great ball for me to score the second goal. And then, obviously Simone did a great job to allow me to step up and take the penalty. So just, keep grinding and keep working throughout 90 minutes and hoping that a ball is going to fall your way and right at the right place at the right time, and you'll be able to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, you seem to have a knack for scoring against your former teams, Chicago being one of them, and of course Louisville being the other. So I hope we hang on to you for a little longer, because I don't want to be on the receiving end of those kind of goals. So great job. Congratulations on that. You're such a fun player to watch, and I know we're going to be having this conversation for a long time to come.
Thank you.
Yeah. Savannah, after the Dash game, Freya talked about how the team needed to establish their identity in the attacking third and really understand all of their roles. We saw a few changes coming into the next game. So playing for the counter seemed to work more, but can you give us some more insight into the adjustments that were made?
Yeah, obviously it was the third game in a week, which, is going to have some sort of changes, both tactically and personnel-wise. So, we brought Miri in off the bench, and she came in and did a great job for us, was able to press and was able to, put in a good solid shift. And we knew we wanted to get at Racing Louisville's back line and really, exploit their back line and try to, get in behind them early. And we had moments where we did, and we did brilliantly on Christen's goal. And that's what we wanted to do. So, just making those little minor adjustments against, a different opponent that we haven't faced yet, I think, worked out for us.
You guys went very direct at Louisville. Can you talk to us a little bit more about the tactical approaches and things like that? What's your role within that?
Yeah, just by watching them, we knew that they tried to play a high line. So we knew that we wanted to, try to play over them from the start and either get in right away or make them drop off to where I had more space in front of their back line to then drive to their back line, slip balls in. So it was kind of, varying up our attack, whether we went direct right away or whether if they dropped off, we could play feet into the midfield and kind of switch it up from there. But, it's just varying that attack so that different spaces open up in the game.
All right, so I guess my question is a little bit on the heavier side. Losing Christen Press is obviously huge for the team. I don't have to tell you that. She's I'm sure one of the leaders, but also a big goal scoring presence in this side. And against Louisville, you guys came together and still persevered despite her going off of the pitch during that game. You guys found a way, and you were a big part of that with your 2 goals. What is your role now in the team? Does it change? Do you feel like you want to step up, or do you have a different, like a mentality shift now that there's such a big piece of the team missing with Christen Press gone?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's the worst news that we could have gotten about Christen. We were hoping for the best, hoping for a clean scan, and it was just going to be a scare. But obviously, with her tearing her ACL, she's going to miss the remainder of the season. And it's definitely a big loss. I mean, she's a big personality both on and off the field. And, she brings experience, she brings talent, she brings work ethic, she kind of checks all those boxes. So, we're going to have to step up as a team. It can't just be 1 or 2 people that step up and, try to fill that void, which is a very hard void to fill. But, we're going to have to rally around together as a team and really step up and, continue to try to get 3 points and continue to try to win. And at the end of the day, we still have over half of a season left, and we want to win, and we want to win games, and we want to put ourselves in the playoffs. So as a team, we're going to have to really step up and, look at each other and be like, we can do this, and just, continue to fight and continue to get better. And I think, we showed that against Louisville. That was a huge team performance to be able to, really grind out those points. We weren't playing the best soccer. Things weren't really going our way, but, going down a goal early, having Christen score to answer back before halftime, and then going up a goal, tying again, and then being able to find a way to go ahead again. That shows a lot of team effort and team heart and who we really want to be as a club. And I think that's really important for us to continue improving on and continue to show throughout the rest of the season to put us in the best position to, ultimately make playoffs and, go as far as we want to go and continue to win games.
Yeah, the game against Louisville was, I guess, a good practice run in what it's going to be like without Christen. And you guys showed that you can step up and still win games. And there's so much talent in this side. Brian Chua has kind of a little question for you. Is it safe to say that McCaskill is the glue to this midfield core? But to be honest, we say this all the time here at Angels Weird Boots. We're like, McCaskill. Do you feel that way, that you're kind of the core of that midfield trio, or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm going to do whatever I can to help us win. I mean, that's just kind of my mentality, and I want to, show everyone, including, the fans and the other teams that we play against, that, I can be a force offensively and defensively and really do whatever I can to help us win. And I think as a midfield group, like, we complement each other really well, and having, the majority of the time it's been Danny and Carrie behind me, having them being able to kind of be that defensive presence to then allow me to go press, allow me to attack and kind of be on the front foot at all times, has really worked out for us so far. So just building those relationships, I think, has been really huge to allow me to be in the best position to thrive and, for us as a team to get 3 points.
Okay, Savannah, so I have a little bit more of a lighthearted question for you. Sources on social media say that you carry around a boot bag with you, and we were told to ask if there's anything of value in there. Can we hear more about the boot bag?
I do carry a boot bag from the locker room to training, and I'm 95% sure that Daniel Ball because he every once in a while will give me random gifts that are like just random things that he'll find off the side of the field, or like an old practice plan that he finds in his pocket. So the front zipper part of my boot bag is dedicated to these random surprises that Daniel finds and decides to give me every once in a while.
That's hilarious. What is the weirdest thing that you found in there?
I have a couple rocks. A strap that like goes and connects a net to like the posts. I think those are probably the two just random objects.
That is so
I'll
funny.
say I have a 6-year-old cousin. He's given me rocks before, so I know that that's really important and valuable. So I would just say, not to give away who put this tip in, but make sure you take care of those rocks. They could be important.
Okay.
Well, hey, speaking of rocks, I know that you like to go hiking. I know that you have hiked part of the Appalachian Trail, which is so impressive. I know I've had lots of friends that have done partial or even the full thing. It's incredibly difficult. So kudos to you for doing that. My question is, who in the locker room would you most likely go hike with, and who's least likely to go on a hike with you?
Most likely would probably be Danny Weatherholt. We actually have talked about trying to find a couple of days and go do some hikes or backpack or stuff like that, because she also likes to do that kind of stuff, which is fun. So I hope that we can find a couple of days to do that. Least likely, there's a lot of front runner runners, honestly. I mean,
You got to tell us
Who is it?
for sure, Sarah Gordon. I don't think I could pay her. There's not enough money in the world I think I could get for her to go sleep in a tent and backpack.
She's going to be on the show next week, so we may have to try to get that, see if we can get her to go camping. I would love to see someone film that.
When she comes in, we just have like a lantern and a little camping set in front of her.
We'll have a nice little sleeping bag and some insect repellent for her and be like, hey, we've got a trip for you. Just go. I think that would be amazing. So is there anybody else that would be least likely, or is it basically Sarah Gordon?
No, I mean, the list can probably go on. I'm pretty sure probably like Hope wouldn't go. I mean, there's several more.
Well, I could tell you one person that would go, and that would be me. So if you're ever going on a hiking,
I'll go.
I don't know about that. I would love to go hiking.
Wow.
I spent 15 years in the military. You know I love camping. So.
I've been trying to get you to go camping with me for years. You started something
Whatever.
now.
Anyways, doesn't matter. Would love to do that.
You know, we got a question in the chat now from Brian. He's asking, what were your true feelings playing in back-to-back years with expansion teams?
Oof, True feelings. It's definitely has its challenges. I will say that. I mean, obviously, you're coming into an environment that's brand new. Everything's being, laid out and rolled out for the first time, whether it's facilities, locker room, you're moving to a new city. You have a brand new group of players that you've never played with before you're trying to create an identity. So it definitely has its challenges, but it's also kind of exciting because you get to be a part of a culture and building a culture and building what the club's going to be ultimately. I mean, that first year is so important, I think, to really set a foundation of fundamentals of what you want this club to be. And I think that's something that's really special that you don't get to experience a lot by going to a club that's already established, because they already have their ways. They already have, who they are as a club, but being able to get in from the ground floor basically is pretty cool and pretty special.
Awesome.
Well, we're certainly happy you're part of our ground floor for sure.
Yeah. We're very lucky to have you here, and you've been so much fun to talk to, Savannah. Thank you so much for joining us here on Angels Wear Boots.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you. So I actually am not mad at the Sarah comment because I probably wouldn't go camping either.
No?
Jess?
Especially not today.
Especially not today.
No.
Jess, would you go? If we did like
probably.
a 110 camping, yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah. I have an 18-person tent that has been sitting in my garage or my parents' garage for years now because I can't find anyone to go camping with me.
You know what
Well,
it is? It's glamping. That's
I'll
what we
glamp.
should do.
Sarah will glam.
I mean, my version of camping is kind of glamping. I'm very, I need a flush toilet.
Yeah, would you I will glamp, but would you fish? We had to go hunt our food. Would you gut a foot?
No.
Oh my God, I'm afraid of fish hooks.
I have literally done all of this stuff, you guys. Come on.
Okay, well, Amanda
I
will
have
do it
baited
for
my
us.
own hook. I have actually gutted my own fish. I don't enjoy it. I don't want to go do it, but I certainly could live in the wild.
Your
if I
husband
needed
says
to.
you won't camp.
Glamping. All right,
Whatever.
well, we're going to move
Lies.
on here. So on a more serious note, it's time to talk about it. I mentioned it at the top of the show. Christen Press confirmed that she tore her ACL in the second half on Saturday at Louisville. Before she went off, she was on fire, Amanda, with a goal and assist. Now that we've had some time to digest the news, how do you feel Angel City will carry on both now and in the long term?
I mean, it's a huge, huge loss, and we know that. We've just talked to Savannah about that. I mean, they're definitely going to feel it. But I also think that we saw, like you said, a little bit of what they're going to have to deal with. That last 30 minutes of that game in Louisville, when we saw them all kind of come together and rally, and maybe they did it for Press at the end of the day for her. And we know they have it in them. We know that they're able to come together and that someone is going to step up. And I think it's going to be exciting to see who it is going to be. Is it going to be McCaskill? Is it going to be, June Endo? Who is going to take that role on? And I don't know. I'm excited to see how this goes. I don't think all is lost. I think they're a great team that are constantly evolving, and we're going to see them keep doing that into something new now.
This injury definitely gives some of the younger players who haven't had the opportunity to play as much, that really time to get on the forefront, to have their moments to shine. And, I'm just hoping they can still have that mentorship from Press, because I don't want to lose her in the locker room.
Yeah, I guess for me, I want to know what Freya Coombe is thinking, because off of the back of, the game against Louisville, it felt like we had just found the right combination of Christen through the middle and Endo just playing right off of her. And that was the most dynamic and the most dangerous that we looked, especially on the counterattack. And then now it's kind of ripped apart again, and we have to figure out something else. So I do wonder what Freya's thinking and how she'll maneuver around such a big injury in the squad. But like you guys have already said, there's tons of talent in this team, and they've maneuvered several different times through different types of formations and tactics. So it's there. It's just, wow, it couldn't have been a worse timing, I think, because we just cracked it. I felt like we just cracked the code.
I definitely agree. I think the combination, even with McCaskill, they were finally starting to truly connect. And now to have that happen, this wasn't even a conversation I thought we would be having. I definitely thought, it was always going to be Christen Press up top, and now this kind of changes it, and it's not just a short-term fix that we need. We're looking at potentially through the end of the season.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, an ACL injury, that requires repair. I mean, that's usually a year-long injury. I mean, unless you're on it. I mean, we just saw Nadia Nadim, who came into the game. She was a little over 250 days out from her ACL, MCL, meniscus surgery. So this is something that, we're definitely looking at, the rest of the season. I don't think that's even a question at the end of this.
So I have two questions for both of you, actually, and for the whole panel to chime in on. But you mentioned it's time to see people step up. Who do you think, or who would you want to see step up?
Oh, it's a good question. I mean, I love June Endo. I love seeing what she's doing up there, and I think she does have what it takes to step into that role. I think we've seen her in similar roles all season, and so for them to say now, that's your role, maybe making it more defined for her will make it even better and more dynamic for her.
Yeah, give her an opportunity to really embrace that. J. Anthony 21 says Charlie has been looking better and better each week, and I definitely agree with that. She's showing some grit and perseverance, and I'd like to see her get some more time up top.
Well, she's probably the closest to Christen Press that you can get playing off of the counterattack. So if you're looking for somebody for June Endo to keep playing off of, it's probably going to be Simone Charlie in terms of who's going to be playing the number 9, which for me is the most important question that needs to be answered before the game against OL Reign is who is going to step into that central position. How do we keep that continuity? How do we keep that little bit of, how do we keep that, what we had against Louisville and continue it even without Christen Press. So I think it is Simone Charlie, but she's not an unknown. Like, she's somebody that we have looked at that's been doing so much better, as J. Anthony said. Like, she's really stepping into it. So yeah, it's gonna have to be Simone Charlie for me, and it's not just her, obviously, it's the other players, but I think she can do it.
So that was gonna be my second question for each of you is, you mentioned like, what are those formations gonna be now? So who would you want in that front line? You said Simone.
Yeah, it's got to be Simone Charlie, just stepping straight into the number 9. It's unfortunate because then you lose that her off the bench, because she was kind of like a good finisher off the bench. Yeah. Like, she's like the last person you want to come off of the bench, like when you have tired legs.
Oh yeah,
she's the last person you have to play up against. So you lose that, but you also gain a very good number 9 too as well. So.
Yeah, definitely. I did enjoy seeing Mary Taylor play against Louisville. She got that starting nod, and I thought having that combination, having her and Charlie switching off was really great because, like you said, Charlie's not someone you want to see coming off the bench. She's someone who's going to stick with every play till the end. We've seen her literally fall on the goal line, get up, and put that ball back into play immediately. It's one of those things that takes a lot, and it really talks to her character on the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with everything that you guys say. It all makes sense. Again, I do like you said the fact that Simone Charlie comes off the bench, and then I don't know who can keep up with her at that stage of the game if you're not subbing someone equally in with that kind of speed. So she obviously was a key player in that second part of that game. So, yeah, she would make a great number 9 in there, but hey, I'm excited to see what happens. Again, I love watching June Endo, and I'd like to see what she can do as well. She seems powerful enough up top that she could make some plays happen also.
Well, we will find out Angel City's resilience this weekend when they go up to Seattle. But switching gears here at 110 Football, we like to give you a variety of content, and one of those pieces are our skills challenges. Vince won the trap challenge, Chris won the dizzy penalties challenge, and today is another. It's the 3-bar challenge. Check it out.
Welcome 110 family. We're going to be doing a skill challenge today. I have Chris Barrows here, influencer/fan, as well as Lauren Sesselman, who's our pro. Today, our first challenge is going to be a 3-post challenge. We're going to hit the left, the right, and the crossbar. Whoever does it the fastest wins this challenge. Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's do it. Guys, Lauren thinks she's a pro, but I'm gonna prove her today that she's not. I am the pro.
Oh, yeah? I've played against him before and crushed him, so I'm not worried. Ready? Go ahead, Jack.
Oh!
Yes!
Good
One-hit wonder, baby!
One-hit wonder? What do you mean?
That was incredible.
Oh!
She was going for the places there. We need ball strikers. Come on. You got it.
Good, she's getting nervous.
Yes.
I'm nervous now. Start sweating.
Oh, good job. You got this.
She's getting nervous.
I'm so nervous. Oh my gosh.
Girls. Yeah, she's getting nervous.
Oh my gosh! You're doing awesome!
I'm not gonna make it.
You're doing
Come on,
awesome,
Jess, come on.
sweetie!
Yes. Almost.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
You got
I
it.
need a
You
ball
got it.
tagger. I need a ball tagger.
Lauren, you better win this.
You got this. Yes!
Oh,
Yes!
good.
Yes!
One more,
All right,
let's go,
all
let's
right,
go,
all
one
right.
This one.
Yes!
Oh.
Why don't I keep hitting it like that?
Focus your body towards the post.
You don't think that's what I'm trying to do?
Try harder. Feel how many seconds you got.
Oh, I am the...
Oh, let's go.
High five! High five! You did it! You did it!
Let him know when to go.
Let's go. 30 seconds left. Come on, don't choke. Let's go, Chris. Yeah, there's one. There's one. Okay. That's the easiest one to hit, though. Ooh. All right. You have to hit both toes. Hey, you did say you would get three crossbars in a row. There you go. We have a ball shaker for him. No, let him hit the ball.
Got it. One more.
Is that a Nick? Yeah,
One more.
Hit it. Okay. Come on. Come on.
Let's go. Woo!
You did it in 30 seconds.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh! Look, I don't care about pressure. I like the pressure. I welcome the pressure. I'm not scared.
No. Beginner's luck.
Yep. Let's do it. Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, man. If she hits this, I'm out. Yes. Come on.
Plenty of time.
You're not gonna make it. Lauren, you're nervous. Yes, she's getting nervous. I got her. Breaking her down mentally. Oh, you're not gonna break my record. It's too late.
Yay! I think we're tied.
All right, guys, we had a little bit of controversy on that one. We're gonna have to do a final between Lauren and Chris. They're gonna both get 5 balls, and who can ever hit the crossbar the most is gonna win this final.
We all know who's gonna win, so what's the point of this final, huh?
Okay.
Lauren?
Okay. See, I don't even need to talk. I'm just gonna show you how it's done. Last time. Ah! That's not the crossbar. Hey, Chris, over here. That's not the crossbar. Hey, Chris, I'm coming behind with slide tackle. And oh, you go. Yes. It's all right. It's all right, Lauren.
Oh, wait, go for it. All right, let's see it, pro. Oh, it's okay. Let's go. You see how no one's cheering for me when I went? Come on, Lauren, you got this. Come on, Lauren.
so
Now she's getting
close.
nervous.
You're so
Now
close.
she's getting nervous. No,
Oh,
you didn't hit that at all. She's miles away. No, last one. Pro, right? The pro.
Yes! That's how it's done.
All right, you guys, that's it. We had so much fun with this skills challenge. Chris, nice try. You gave it a good old solid try. But our victor today was none other than Lauren, our pro. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure that you guys are liking the video and subscribing to the channel. We hit 1,000 subscribers not too long ago, and we want to keep that going. Also, in the comment section, let us know if you like this kind of content. If you do, let us know, and we'll keep churning it out. Until next time, see you guys.
Bye, guys.
One, I love Lauren's energy. First of all, our pro has to win. And 2, talk us through that.
Talk you through what?
I wish you guys could have seen her face the whole time we were watching.
Oh my goodness. First of all, that was months ago, and so I forgot that there was evidence of me being really bad. And so, yeah, it was a good day. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, that was my first time working with Lauren, and I realized on that day that she's awesome. She has such good energy, and I'm glad that she won the challenge because Chris was arrogant. I'm gonna tell you, Chris was arrogant the whole time. And so yeah, it was a fun challenge, and I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't do it again. Don't call me. Call Megan. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Have you seen her walk today?
Yeah, Megan, can you kick a soccer ball?
No. Can you stand up for us, please?
I can't do that.
Come on.
We're actually going to move on. Speaking of games,
Are we doing this?
Everyone stand. Come on.
Hello.
You can do it.
so anyways,
She's got a few extra pillows today.
Perfect.
So speaking of fun and games, we're going to move on. We've played this game once before. This is the panel's chance to try and get in the heads of our favorite players. It's time for role play. So ladies, there is a face on a stick in front of you. You do not know who you're going to get, but you'll have to answer this question the best way you think your player would. So are you guys ready?
Nervous.
They really don't know who these players are, even though we can kind of guess. So this will be a surprise. Let's start across the table with you, Amanda. Who are you?
All right.
We do it. Okay. Okay, so here's the question. What's your biggest takeaway from Saturday's win?
I think my biggest takeaway from Saturday's win is that this team has a lot of grit, a lot of tenacity. They fell behind. They lost Christen Press. They endured a lot of different situations.
About to say we.
Yeah, why so?
We. Sorry.
You were there.
Sorry, I'm Jude. We encountered a lot of situations that could have mentally broke us, but at the end of the day, we were able to come together as a team and really put together, a lot of great opportunities that showed what we're really capable of. And I think that we're just going to keep doing that and keep growing as a team. And this is, just the beginning of what I think is going to be a positive step forward for us as a team.
Do you guys have any questions for June?
Yeah, I mean, June, you play a very tactical game. What do you practice on the most? Are you practicing your dribbling? Are you practicing, your set pieces? What do you do the most?
Well, I'm not Christen, so I don't practice dribbling. No, I actually have to practice dribbling because I'm not her. But no, what I practice most is just trying to pass the ball well and create opportunities and chances for those that are around me. And I also like to practice scoring goals too, because who doesn't like to practice scoring goals? Because it's going to happen. I'm definitely due for one, and it's going to happen soon, so just wait.
Ooh. I like the confidence coming from June over there.
Thank you, June, for joining. So next one. Footballers are great at playing well. Oh, sorry.
Hey! Oh.
Who are you?
Oh, sorry. I'm Simone Charlie. I got really excited. I just started dancing. I feel like she's got some energy. I have some energy, Yeah.
Okay, so what is your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway from the game? So I would say that as a team, we keep ourselves really grounded. We come together and, when situations are tough, we definitely, rally and we support each other a lot. And we try to make sure that we are always putting our best foot forward for everyone else. I try really hard to stay with some difficult challenges. And, as a team, we just keep each other supported.
I mean, yeah, personally, what did you take away from this for yourself? I mean, talk about that ball that you got from Le'Veon that obviously led to the penalty that gave us the game-winning goal. Talk to us about that. That was amazing.
Yeah, I knew it was a great service, and I just had to stay with it. I had to give it everything I had, and fortunately, we were able to take away that penalty. It took me a minute to, shake that off a little bit, but I'm glad to see us get that game-winning goal.
Yeah, Simone, so if there's one thing that you need to work on, from now until the end of the season, what do you think that is?
I try really hard to bring my best to every game. I think I really just want to get that back of the net. I feel like it's coming. I feel like I'm going to be scoring a bunch of goals. You're going to call me the hat trick queen soon.
A lot of confidence on this squad today. I like it.
All right, your turn. I think we know who it is. Oh. Okay, so what's your biggest takeaway from Saturday? And who are you?
Am I Le'Veon?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. I thought it was Christen. Okay, so I'm Clarice, obviously, and I just came from France. So
Can you speak French?
No. So I can't speak French. There you go. Oui, oui. All right, so I think that adapting to this league is different than the French league because this league is much more physical, much more fast-paced. And so, maybe in the first couple of games, you've seen some inconsistencies in my game. But what I did show in this past match against Louisville is that
I have a good pass on me. I can definitely find those balls into the seams and behind to the likes of Simone Charlie and Christen Press. And so what my super skill is my passing ability. And so I think I add a little bit of a different dimension to the midfield that already exists there for Angel City.
So Clarice, with Christen Press now out of the game, how is your role going to change with you in the midfield with Savannah McCaskill, and what kind of things are you guys going to do to kind of help us not feel that loss so much?
Well, obviously, I think with Christen, she's a goal scorer, so the midfield is going to have to chip in with goals. That's for sure. So taking more shots, taking more opportunities, getting into the box, making third man runs into the box is going to be important. But for the most part, my role won't really change. It'll be about finding me runners so that I can pass the ball into those seams in behind. And so the task, I think, for the coach will be not so much about how to maneuver the midfield, but to how are we gonna, who's gonna be running in behind so that I can pass the ball to them.
Give it to me.
Yeah, are you gonna? So you're passing to these two.
Can I have one of those too, please? Thank you.
We're connecting really well.
Yeah, I think I preferred to hang out with Simone. She's really like more my type of girl because she runs in behind and gets the ball and makes sure that she gets the penalty.
I'm gonna run it out for you. I'm gonna make sure to be there for those plays.
All right,
We are in Hollywood. This is Hollywood. This is acting.
I'll just hit up McCaskill for my my passes, then fine.
No more passes for you. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Okay, moving on. Footballers are great at playing well football, but surely they have interests and talents outside of the beautiful game. We asked Angel City players, what is one non-football thing that no one knows about them?
I'm writing a cookbook right now, which is really exciting. Hopefully next year, I'm writing it right now with one of my best friends who I played with in Orlando.
I would love to have a garden and raise animals one day.
I don't think anybody knows here, but I used to skateboard. I still do, but I'm pretty good.
I mean, I do like to dance. Not a lot of people know that. And I run a mentoring company.
Growing up, my family had a bunch of animals, and our house was nicknamed the zoo. So we had chinchillas, lizards, snakes, so I don't think anyone really knows that about me.
Favorite animal from that group?
It was probably my dog, but I love horses.
A lot of people know, but I hate movies. I can sit there and watch a Netflix show for hours, but you turn on a movie and you lost me.
I have my own clothing line. It's called Jazz It Up.
I really enjoy fashion. I want to go into the fashion industry after soccer.
I've played the violin since I was in 4th grade.
Well, people know this, but the public doesn't know. I'm like really, really good at remembering dates. Like weirdly good. I'll be like, oh, on April 8th, 2016, you went to the grocery store. And my friends will be like, come on, what is that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I just remember. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Carrie's like one of the funniest people I've ever met. She's so great. And I love how Lily and Jasmine are super into fashion, especially like here in LA. I think that's fun.
It totally makes sense to me that Danny would be the one to go hiking with her love of animals. I don't think anything out there would spook her or bother her, so I totally get that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, before the show started, I saw the tweet that came from Angel City with Jasmine talking about her Jazz It Up clothing line. And I just think it's so cool watching these players build their own businesses during their time playing and even after. You see, Christen Press and Tobin Heath, and I think Rapinoe, they have a line.
Rink.
Yeah, and Alex Morgan also has something with other athletes called Together, right?
Well, she has Together, and then she's also part of a CBD line, too.
Exactly, and that's just so good to see that, like, soccer players are more than just athletes. Like, they can start their own businesses, and Jazz It Up is interesting because it's sustainable clothing, which is, I think, a big thing, like, on her heart is to make sure that, we take care of the planet. And so I just like these players are using their platforms to get their messaging out there, but also they're making money, and they're business women, and they're more than just athletes. You even see women really out there talking about being mothers and things like that. So it's seeing that 360 view of what an athlete really is.
Well, and too, like, in my other work is I do a lot of athlete branding for that exact reason, because I think it's so important for players to take advantage of their platform right now and to set themselves up for success later. So yeah, it is great to see, Jazz and everyone
huge
do
change
that.
over the last few years, because it used to be that athletes, when they tried to vocalize something, when they tried to have a stance on anything or, break any molds, everyone would be like, yeah, we can't associate with you. That's not in our brand identity. And now you're seeing brands go, oh, our brand identity matches yours. Let's work together. Let's have a platform. Let's celebrate you and the things you're bringing to the table. And I think that's been really cool.
Yeah, I mean, so many times you used to see people say, oh, well, you just play football or you just play basketball. Stick to that. Like, that's what you're supposed to be, is just one-dimensional. And I think now we're seeing that players are actually able and encouraged to be multidimensional and have so much influence across the board with whatever it is that they're passionate about. And it's not just the sport they play. I mean, I don't know anybody who just does their job and comes home and that's it. And that's what it is for them. So it's nice that they have these creative outlets for them to step into and be a part of. And I'm sure that just helps them on the pitch too, being able to kind of give their brain a break from the game itself and something else that's creative.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Carrie's hilarious and she's funny and a little odd, but like, we even have the shout out here from Juan about her podcast, like the Butterfly Road podcast, which is a lot about mental health. And I did get to talk to her a little bit about that at Media Day, but it is just really great to see them all use their voices. It's so important.
Yep, 100%. And this point in our show, we want to turn to our chat and answer some of the chat questions that you guys have submitted to us, which we always love to do. You guys come up with some amazing questions. Hopefully we can answer some of them. The first one I'm going to go to LAFC Beast.
Yep.
Who do you guys see ACFC signing for that international spot? You guys know they made an announcement earlier in the week about this happening, and I'm sure there's been some buzz about some stuff. Do you guys have any thoughts or insight on to who maybe is going to step into that role?
I mean, if I had my choice, we've spoken about a number 9. And I mean, what is Sam Kerr doing right now? Can she come play? Can you come play? I don't know. But whatever, I don't know who the player is, but it needs to be a striker, I think. It needs to be an attacking player, especially with now knowing what's going on with Christen Press. So, I'm sure if I sat here for a little bit longer, I could think of somebody, but that's what we need.
Right. That timing is definitely in need of a number 9 now that can step into that role. I know we talked in the past also about potentially a defender.
Oh, yeah.
So that way we can move our forwards, back up top. But I do think it's going to be one or the other. I don't think we see a midfielder coming in. I don't know.
Well, and everyone's speculating, and we don't know for sure, but there's a lot of speculation around Emsley. She was, picked in the expansion draft.
Yeah,
and
Benny Vale in the chat there.
Yeah. And then I kind of want to come back to this question from Brian, that kind of coming back to what we were talking about earlier and what you talked about, Jess, with Press out. Would you put Lucy back in the forward position? We talked about how at some point we would want to see them back in their natural positions, but
it depends on what's going on with Gilles, because I think that there's a ripple effect there with Gilles being out. Then you have other players filling in for her there, and then that limits your ability to put people in fullback, so I think it depends. If Gilles back, then you can put Paige at fullback, and then you can actually move Lucy maybe back into her position, because I thought Hammond did okay, in the game the other day too. So I would start looking at putting Lucy back into the forward positions, because we're light there now. We're light there now without Christen. What do you guys think about that? Do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think, they say you can't just keep adjusting people and changing things to solve one little problem. We need to look at the big picture. And I think having forwards playing defense is not necessarily the best thing long term. But you've also seen successes in that with your Crystal Dunns, So there is history to support the fact that, maybe we continue this pattern. Who knows? But I'd like to see Lucy back up top.
Did you guys imagine Wendy Renard came and joined Angel City so that she could put in 1 or 2 corner kicks every match?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think we're at 30 corner kicks without a goal or something ridiculous like that. It was, I think, 28 after Dash, and I don't remember how many we got at Louisville. But we keep setting those corner kicks up and not finding. I think Charlie needs to grow just a. I'll grow. I'll get it.
Right.
Working on my vertical.
We need just a little more height, because you see so many opportunities that are that close to making it in. And it's if you had someone who's just a little taller, a little bigger, who could get up there, get their head on the ball, then maybe a few of those 137 corner kicks would make it in the back of the net. That would be great. So.
I like what Jay Anthony is saying. It's not necessarily a question, but he says that, or he or she, sorry, says our second best Challenge Cup match was without Press. We're not screwed without her. And I think it's important not to go into complete, like, I guess my alarm from it is more just feeling sad for her because it's Christen. Like, of course I'm going to feel sad for her. But in terms of the team, I think it's also important not to make it seem as though they're screwed without her and like there's not enough quality in the team. Like, there's more than enough quality in that team to win some games. So I do think it's important to keep things in perspective.
It's just finding that those right pieces, like, and the right formations and getting them to gel. Like we've talked about week over week over week, how the starting 11 keeps changing and we're trying to, gel, and how much time is it going to take? We've asked one another every week, like, what is that threshold? And now you have a loss like this, you almost kind of have to start from scratch again.
Well, it's interesting because when you have a player like Christen Press, it seems almost as if the team conforms to her playing style. And now it'll be interesting to see how they develop without her in the mix and if things change, if the dynamic of the team, if, the roles everyone is playing in the attacking third almost change, given that we're going to have to be without her for such an extended period of time.
Do you think that there could be not necessarily a benefit, because I'm not about to sit here and act like there's a benefit to Christen being out, but do you think there may be, this may be a good opportunity for some of the players to develop an identity beyond Christen Press and Christen Press FC? Because that's pretty much what Angel City has been. It's been like, well, what is Christen doing? Where is she going to play? So maybe this will give an opportunity for the other players to create an identity of this team without it being solely about Christen. Could that be a silver lining while Christen is out?
I mean, yeah, I think absolutely. I mean, you can't say for certain how it's going to go, but it's definitely an opportunity for us to see if that's possible. I think sometimes you have an over-reliance on someone like that and an expectation, and that kind of keeps everybody else kind of back and a little, they kind of tread it a little lighter. And then when you take them out of the mix, you get people that are coming up. They want to prove themselves. They want to show everybody out there that, maybe doesn't have confidence in her being out of the match to say, we would love to have her, but she's not here. So let's show you what we can do and how we can come together and we can fill that gap. And you also, at the end of the day, I mean, you want to do that for players like Christen Press. I mean, if we're all on the team with her and she's no longer there, you want to step up your game to kind of like show her that, hey, we got your back. We want you here, but until you come back, we're going to hold this down and we're going to make this team great.
Yeah, we talked about like the team being grounded and always rallying for each other. And I think that's what we're going to see now more than ever, is everyone really coming together and celebrating each other and pushing each other to the next level. And I don't think we lose the influence of Christen Press just because we don't have her on the pitch. I think she still has an ability to connect with fans in a way that some people don't. And she still has a huge role within this team to play in that sense. The fans still want to come out and see her. So I really hope she still shows up to games. She still signs autographs for everyone, and that she continues to have her influence in the locker room.
Any final thoughts on Christen? Okay. Well, you know what time it is. What was that?
I was just saying, we just want her to have a speedy recovery, and that's all. Yes. You're good.
We're going to miss her. Well, the fourth official has raised their board, so you know what that means. It's stoppage time. Nina, lead us off.
Ooh, very excited with this one. So it was announced recently that we have 3 investors being inducted into the Olympic and Paralympic Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Lindsey Vonn, Billie Jean King, and Mia Hamm, all going into this year's Hall of Fame. We've got some incredible owners on our team, and I'm just saying, our owners are the best. Super excited for this, and I can't wait to see all the celebrations. We have to do something big to honor them. I don't know what it's going to be, but I want fireworks out on the center pitch. I want us to really throw it down for them, because these are 3 phenomenal women who have held it down and been real trailblazers in the world. So super excited to see them getting that nod.
I like that.
Jess?
It's always hard to follow up after Nina. She always has the best ones, but mine is it's a little selfish. I have to be honest. So obviously the U.S. women's national team put out a 26-player roster today for their upcoming friendlies, I think against Colombia, 2 matches. And so this is ahead of World Cup qualifiers. So this is kind of the last chance I think some players have that are outside of the regular squad to kind of make themselves known. And there's some players that I think fully deserve to be there, like Sam Coffey and Korniak. They've been excellent since the season has started. but when is Savannah DeMello going to get a call up? You know, she's the player that I was looking at. I was looking through the midfielders, and I was like, she's not there again. And she's also a Californian, so it's a little bit of like a selfish thing for me. Grew up in Bellflower, played for USC, but more than that, she's been one of the best players in the league this season, and she was just a part of the May's Best 11. So I'm shocked that she actually didn't get a call up, and we know the likes of Lindsay Horan is going to make the team. So did you really need to see her again? Like, couldn't you have given a spot to Savannah DeMello? I just feel like she's been snubbed quite a few times, and this is a player that when she played against Angel City, I thought she popped right off the screen. You could just see her. She's such a quality player. She can play every single position in the midfield, and she's also like a set piece specialist. She takes all of their set pieces. She's really good at it, and I just feel like she's somebody that I was looking to get that call up, and she didn't get it, and I'm shocked by it. So like, I need answers. Somebody's gonna give me answers.
Yeah, demand answers for that one, because she had me sitting on the edge of my seat scared for a lot of that match.
Yeah, and it's not just that match. Like, it's all the games that she's played. She's played 97% of the minutes for Racing Louisville. Like, she's so important for that team. And I just think if you're going to give other players chances that fully deserved it, Sam Coffey, like I said, Taylor Korniak, I think Savannah DeMello also deserved an opportunity. And yeah, I need answers.
Mm-hmm. We're not even going to open up the can of worms that Jess has on today's roster announcement. It's stoppage time. We don't have so much time, not extra time.
Her, just DM her. She'll go off for it.
Amanda, your turn.
All right, so listen, I'm no bum. I'm very busy.
Okay.
I spent 15 years in the military. I'm a nurse. I do sideline reporting, podcasts, this show. Super busy all the time. And Nadia Nadim makes me feel like I need to take better advantage of my time, because this girl is incredible. And if you don't know her story, I'm going to give it to you as quickly as I can. But basically, she's 11 years old. As an Afghan refugee, her and her mom, they fled to Denmark after her father, who was in the Afghan National Army, was executed by the Taliban. So that's one hurdle in itself that I wish upon no one. But she was able to take the 9 months that she was there and watch the Danish women's national team play football. Something that, had she been in her home country of Afghanistan, they would not have let her do that. They look down on it, and it's actually punishable, unfortunately. So in her time there, while she was in a camp, she watched these girls play and eventually made her way through the system playing for the Danish team and the Danish national team. And now she's in the NWSL. She's played also for Man City women's team. She's played for PSG. She's played for Portland. She is now on Louisville's team as well. And I'm not even done. I just had to take a break from what I was talking about with her, because she also speaks 9 languages. She also just came back from ACL, MCL, and meniscus surgery, like I mentioned later. 250 plus days out of that, and she stepped back on the pitch. She scored the 100th goal in the NWSL this season with her PK against us. And, oh wait, as if I weren't done, she's also a doctor. We have to refer to her as Dr.
As we
Nadim,
have in the chat, yep.
because she went into reconstructive surgery as a physician, and I don't know, I can't. I'm tired naming all of her accolades. And she did all this while she's a professional athlete. And I bring her up because if there's anybody watching this right now who thinks that that wall to their goal is too high or that barrier is too thick, that they can't do it, you better believe you can, because the amount of barriers and walls that this girl climbed over to get to the goal that she's at is incredible. And I love what she said about becoming a doctor. She said, I play football for myself. I became a doctor because I want to do something for everyone else. And I've always said, if there's something in life that you want to do, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. So throw the excuses out the window right now and find a way to do whatever you want to do to make your life as good as you possibly can, because she certainly did it. And now I need to go and do something besides sit here.
Inspirational. I think I needed that today on this Monday.
Amazing.
Yeah. That ends us on a really good note, I think. I appreciate
Those were great
everything.
stoppage times.
I feel very lazy now.
I do.
The last couple of days watching Stranger Things instead of studying to become a doctor.
Don't feel lazy, feel inspired, because that's what it's supposed to do. We all deserve time down, and we're all busy as well. I know all 3 of you ladies are also always on the go, doing so much for the community and this sport. So, hey, take some time off, but yeah, just know that, hey, you can do it. Whatever it is, you can do it. She did it.
Great, great, great inspiration. And yes, I'm loving the chat too. That was really good. It was also so needed. I don't need coffee now. I just need to read that story over and over again.
It's incredible, definitely. I'm sure I missed out something else as well, but yeah, she's amazing.
Well, a reminder that all 110 football shows are available in audio-only formats wherever you get your podcasts. Just search 110 Football and you'll find Angels Wear Boots and LAFC 360. Speaking of, LAFC is back from its international break this weekend as they travel to Seattle to take on the Sounders. Connor and Vince will be with you for another watch party, and it might just be on location at an official LAFC bar, so stay tuned this week to our social media channels for that. Next Monday, LAFC 360 returns at 1 p.m., and we are right back here at 4 p.m. to recap another road match for Angel City as they also visit Seattle to take on OL Reign. Ladies, great show. Thank you again to Savannah for joining us.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
Charlie.
And now and June.
And June.
And Clarice, thank you. I expect more French from you next time, Clarice. Well, how do you say bye? Au revoir?
I was going to say
au revoir. I was about to say bonjour.
Ciao.
Bonjour.
Follow 110 Football and subscribe to this channel.